Oh my goodness. Hi.
What up?
Your
Hi.
hair looks so good short. Tell the people what it's like to be a woman who can pull off a
Wait,
chin-length
really?
haircut. I love it. I don't think I've
Thank you.
seen it in its glory.
This is actually, we are having a good hair day today. It has been touch and go the last couple of weeks. And I have to, is this a safe place?
If, of course, the safest. It's just us here.
We
It's
are
not.
recording though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, wait, is it? I have been at times when I walk past the mirror finding little I like this, like, this sort of like zhuzh that it's giving.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are some pieces, my hair is so heavy that it weighs itself down. And so I'll pass the mirror and there'll be some pieces and I will go, you know what? And I'll take the kitchen scissors and I just go. So like, not only did I cut my hair short, but I keep chopping around it. It's kind of a nightmare. It's insane of me.
I really understand that. And you're like, how hard can it be? But like every year, every haircut, I mess with the one I got. It's kind of like getting your makeup done as a bridesmaid. It's like it's never going to be like exactly what you
Oh
need, so you go
yeah.
tweak it after.
Yeah. And I do think hair cutting is an art and I don't think that I'm good at it. What I am is impatient and there's no world in which I'm looking in the mirror seeing little pieces, and it's not my hairstylist's fault, it's my hair's fault. I know that like cutting with the kitchen scissors is not the same as what my hair girl Christine is doing. Then I get haunted with the like, oh my god, she's gonna know, that meme that's like, no one's gonna know,
Oh
they're
my
gonna
God.
know, she's gonna
Oh my
know the
God.
next time I see her, she's gonna be like, what happened here? But I love having short hair and I used to have really long hair.
My eyebrow person
People change.
noticed I went somewhere else.
Really?
And that
How
it
did
was
she
such a
take
funny
it?
well, it's like a funny thing that now that you mention it, I'm sure it's not a big deal, but it's also like I was stumbling over my words like I committed a crime. I was like, well, you guys were closed and I went this other place, I was getting a pedicure and they asked and then they did it wrong. And like, and it's just like, why am I over explaining? But
Oh,
I don't want
totally.
to betray somebody.
Well, when people are like, no, it's a complete sentence. And I'm like, not in my language. I could never. I
Oh,
could never just say no and be the rudest person on earth.
what
I
is
have
that?
to give
Lauren
you a
Conrad
10-minute.
feminism? No, that's Mary
Yeah.
Kate and Ashley, actually. Isn't that Elizabeth Olsen's like, my sisters taught me the most important thing is no. I'm like, your sisters had FU
Is that
dual
true?
star money
It's
at age
an,
6. Of course, they're
is it
confident and assertive.
is that an Olsen-ism?
Hmm.
Oh my
Well, it's
God, I
not.
thought it was like, let's see, hold on. No is a complete sentence origin story. Okay.
I'm sure it was Marilyn Monroe, but it's kind of like how people think Taylor Swift made up the term death by a thousand cuts or cut off my nose just to spite my face. It's like, no, she used a figure of speech in lyrics.
Totally. Okay. No is a complete sentence is a popular boundary setting phrase, often attributed to author Anne Lamott, emphasizing that refusals do not require justification, frequently popularized by Jane Fonda.
Well, no offense to Jane Fonda, but these things trickle down generations. And I would argue that the Olsens are our origin story for Noah's a complete sentence.
I mean, the Olsens are our generation's Jane Fonda, if you think about it.
Yeah, they're known for their conservation work.
She was born in 1937. The woman
No,
is.
she wasn't, Caroline.
The woman,
What?
yes, she was. The woman is born December 21st, 1937. I'm reading her Wikipedia. And that means she turns 89 at the end of this year, and she will almost be in her 90s. She has a long ass fucking Wikipedia page. Gotta say.
You know
I'd
what
say.
I've been thinking about lately? You know how everyone's like obsessed with longevity and like peptides and shit, NAD. Like when we're talking longevity, are we stretching from 88 to 92? Like I don't really know if I need to live that much long. I don't know. Like God willing, you make it that far, but there's just a lot of talk about longevity in a way that almost spooks me. I'm like, how far do we want to push this, gang?
I don't want to live forever. There's no part of me that's like, I think this would be a good idea. Like, I think like if quality of life is great, but I have no interest in sort of like decline, like having a very long and slow decline.
And you know what I think? I think since millennials have no social safety net and a lot of people don't have retirement and we're all just kind of screwed, it's like getting old. Everyone makes it seem like such a drag, but like the boss babes of yesteryear need to get together like establish these campuses, this like these leisure world type fun hotel-y places with a range of needs where we can like look forward to getting old and all hanging out. Like no one wants to be just with their spouse at that point. Like let's have camp. Like I want it to be like fun, and I'm kind of I feel like it could be possible. It's because everybody wants a village.
Well, remember that there's that article from the Times about that like commune of women, and they all have tiny houses on like a big.
Oh my gosh, I love that commune.
Yeah, I mean that would be my dream. I don't plan on having another spouse, so
but those places are hard.
A little bit of a village.
Yeah.
Well, you have to bring like a talent.
I think it's stressful to be assigned a job or a trade where it's like, okay, you're in charge of the produce, and I'm like, whoa, I'm not.
You're in charge of the produce?
Yeah, somebody's got to be, I guess.
What would be your ideal job in the commune village?
Making the posters and banners for the celebrations.
Okay, so you are basically sorority t-shirt designer.
There are two types of leaders in this world: people that want to be president and people that want to be historian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want the title and I want the proximity to power, but I don't want the control.
That's fair. Yeah.
What about you?
I want to have input, but I don't want to be the final decision maker.
I
want to be able to be like, these are my thoughts, but honestly, I don't have that much skin in the game. What would be my ideal?
Well, singing entertainment.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
The
I guess
lounge
I'd be
singer.
the resident cabaret star. Or I'd be good at cleaning. I feel like I'm good at like cleaning. Cleaning or singing or both.
I feel like clean countertops and cabaret is such a cupcakes and cashmere. Amazing.
Clean countertops and cabaret. I know that would be my blog.
Can I tell you that I asked on it? I totally forgot to look before we got on air. I said, like, what's a niche nostalgic thing you want me and Caroline Moss to talk about? Yeah. And this is a niche nostalgia, but it absolutely is something I feel like we would want to talk about. The first one is Lydia and Zach's definition of naughty. Are you watching this season of Flash?
I'm not caught up, but I need to know. Can I just grab a drink really quickly?
Yeah,
I need
please.
to have like water. I can keep talking too. I'm not totally caught up, but because honestly, I felt that the premiere episode of this season was so sinister that I mean, this show in general is sinister. So my threshold for getting the ick is pretty high. And I was like, it's going to be one of those shows that the next time I'm sort of like having a down day or there's like a thunderstorm, I'm going to plow through like whatever's available, but it's definitely not appointment television for me. I would love to know, however, if you know Lydia and Zach's definition of naughty, please share it with me here.
It's like funny, but also so sad when people with like no experience, adult intimacy, autonomy, like are talking about sex, and like religious people really want you to believe they have this like smoking hot sex life, like, almost disproportionately.
And it was worth it.
But then like you read, stories and tell-alls, and it's like women that thought like actually thought you have like sex with your belly button. Like that's a real story from somewhere that I forget where I'm reading. It was like a Mormon woman who just like literally was so shunned from anything and everything about sex. She just like thought that was the whole. But Lydia was like, they were kind of like doing the coy thing of like, we're experimenting. We're experimenting. And then Zach or somebody basically implies that like Lydia likes to explore, and the producer's like, oh, Lydia, are you naughty? And she like turns beet red, and I'm just like, wait, like, what do you I don't know, like light heavy petting, like I cannot imagine. I'm like, what could they be exploring for people that didn't kiss till the altar, or they know so little they're doing really weird shit that they don't know is normal?
Right. It's definitely one or the other. It's definitely like thinking like
you're right,
it's all available. So like they don't even have, if all sex is bad, they don't even have the shame that we have, which is we're like, oh my God, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if they weren't even
1,000%. It's like the creepy part about like married religious people and sex is they kind of talk about like each other as this free for all you can eat buffet. And sorry, that was like a terrible way to say it. Well, like, it's kind of like, oh, my body belongs to you type thing. It's like a so
It's like, do
there
what
isn't
you
a
want
ton of
because now you're my
yes.
husband. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe you're right. I was like, oh, do they have shower sex like one time? But I got to give
Oh,
Lydia more credit.
totally. I don't know, but like exploring to me sounds very like body oriented
No.
rather than room oriented. And weirdly and completely separately, I was procrastinating for truly everything yesterday. And I found myself on like clips of like the Duggars around the time
Mm.
when all the older girls were getting married.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it was like damning, like, here's some damning, like, visual footage of like how like fucked up this family is about sex. And I watched the conversation that Michelle and Jim Bob have with Jessa, I think, and Ben before like have their wedding night. And maybe they
Oh,
weren't even,
consummate, right?
I don't think they were together. I think it was just Jessa and her mom, maybe. And it was like, you have to, she like gave her like a CD, like something to listen to. And then someone in the comments was like, they're talking about this like manifestation that like all of the girls get when they get married. And it's literally like, lay on the bed and prop yourself up. Okay, so it was like a honeymoon
Oh,
packing list. And it's like, bring lots of towels, bring your own pillows. Like,
ew.
yeah, it was gross. And like, when you lay down on the bed, like sit on the bed and then lay back. And like, that's your position, basically. It just is like, oh, this is horrible. There's no talk. And I think that's like, one religious like extreme of this. Like, there's no talk of like, but again, I'm now reminded of when Joe Simpson at the altar when Jessica got married to Nick was like, now Jessica can have as much sex as she wants because she's safe. It
Oh,
was like, oh God, like
it,
it's all so gross.
it's so gross. And it, it also is kind of reminiscent of how variable like lingerie showers can be with like spanning multi generations, friends from all walks, work, high school, grandparents, and just the way people talk about unmentionables in that setting.
But
It's
I
like
wish they wouldn't
I
mention
want to
them.
be in the room where it happens, but it also makes me want to die.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
the
Did you
genuine
have a
like
shower where people
no,
brought you? Okay,
no.
good. Okay. No, same. Okay,
Literally, people, a room of my nearest and dearest picturing me wearing, well, first of all, I would never wear white
but
anything.
it's so 80s porn to wear
So,
like
yes.
a white any lingerie is like very wedding singer porny.
And the idea of like parading around in a teddy as if it's that different from a romper I wore in Vegas. I don't know. It just like, it didn't really excite me as much, but the way people talk about sex at those things is so funny to me. And I'm like, if you overthink anything bridal, it's super creepy.
It has swung in the other direction where like all of those showers happen because they're still rooted in tradition that you didn't live with your betrothed until
Right.
like after marriage. So it's like, here's a shower where we tell you like what you have to wear during sex. Here's the shower where we help you like set up your kitchen. And then by the time like
Oh
our
my God.
generation all
You're
got
so
married,
right.
it's like, well, we already live together. Don't get me any plates and like don't get me underwear. That's weird.
Wait, I
But
didn't even think about how the parties are to prep only the woman for the kitchen and the sack.
yeah, that's it.
You're so right.
It's so sad.
Now
Yeah.
I'm looking at these now. What type of
What are people
imagination
saying?
girl were you? Orphan, horses, school, kidnapped?
Orphan.
Speaking of getting people things for the kitchen, for the bridal shower of it all, this episode is brought to you by Caraway. And Mother's Day is like very soon, but flowers fade. A great kitchenware shows up every single day. Caraway's cookware, bakeware, accessories, I've told you before, they are so easy to clean and food slides right off of it. Like, I think people have different benefits they like about things. What a lot of people love about Caraway, which is amazing too, is it's cookware made without PFAs, PFAS, PTFE, PFOAs. And, if you're intentional about the materials in your house, Caraway is amazing for this. But I like the ceramic coating because it's so easy to clean. It's one of those things where like eggs just like slide right off the pan, cleanup takes no time at all. And I do find that the cleanup involved with cooking is a big hurdle for me. And I just think their products, not only are they gorgeous, I have like black pots with gold hardware. Unreal. They're gorgeous and easy to clean. therefore you can kind of keep them gorgeous, which I like. But they also have really good organizational tools, like for their pots and pans, for their pot lids. They have a lot of great home organization systems. Have you guys seen the ads for their like stunning trash cans? Oh, I got to get myself one of those. But for today's purposes, we are focusing on cookware and food storage because they have such beautiful food storage that keeps your food fresh and odors from leaking into the fridge, which is huge because I often only use half an onion, and a half onion in the fridge makes for a tough next couple of days in the home. And they're mixing bowls and strainers. I'm getting a strainer, which I'm really excited about because for the first time, don't know why it didn't occur to me, I was like draining pasta and my colander like it's kind of plastic, and I was like, wait, this isn't maybe not good for hot water. I don't know, guys. If I kick the bucket, you're gonna know why. So I got a strainer from Caraway that I can't wait to use. Rust resistant stainless steel. It's gorgeous. Can handle electric hand mixers. Their bowls, like they don't ding up easily, and they just, I don't know, if you like to cook, you like to bake, that it really elevates everything. And Caraway is in over 2 million homes, and over 150,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. So personally, I think now is the time to try it for yourself. They're great and easy to use. Right now, you can save up to $230 on the 12-piece cookware set versus buying the products individually. Plus, you can get the Airtight Duo, which is worth $125 for free with any order over $675. Visit carawayhome.com/BTIF10 to take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/BTIF10 or use code BTIF10 at checkout. Thanks to Caraway. This episode is brought to you by Quince. Let me just get my phone real fast. I want to see if I still have my cart populated. Lately, I've been leaning into basics to uniform dressing. I'm feeling a little fatigued with trends, and I just like having good staple basics. T-shirts with tight necks. You know how I feel about a tight neck. Leaning into pieces that feel effortless and comfortable and put together. And I feel like Quince makes getting dressed very simple. And they have so much good stuff. Lately I've been loving their Second Skin collection. I'm wearing a bodysuit right now if you're watching this on video. I just like something that I don't know, it feels like it's not there, but kind of smooths out and I can wear under light colored clothing. I mean, I'm wearing it under a black shirt today, but it's just, I mean, all of their fabrics feel so elevated. And this Second Skin, they also have these t-shirt like bodysuits in the Second Skin collection that I love wearing because I'm a millennial and I can't help but tuck in my clothes. Apparently that's not cool anymore. Caroline shares with me later. But they also have so many good sweaters. I mean, this is where you go if you want a Mongolian cashmere, like crew neck sweater for $50. Insanity. Under $100, they also have these organic cotton, like boxy, like tortoise buttoned fisherman sweaters that are, just like relaxed, boxy, cropped, but that kind of summery chunky knit that I think is so cute that I'm really interested in. I also have these Italian hand-woven ballet flats that it's like the crisscross weaving of their Italian like leather collection that people love. I have the tote bag and it's gorgeous. I got square toe like ballet flats in that same hand-woven leather pattern in like a cognac, and they're insanely comfortable for ballet flats, which I feel like do have a break-in period, not unlike pointe shoes. Quince makes it easy to refresh your everyday style this spring with pieces that feel as good as they look. They use premium material like 100% European linen, organic cotton, ultra soft denim. Their lightweight linen pants, dresses, and tops start at $30 and are effortless, breathable, and easy to wear on repeat. And everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories to cut out the middleman, so you're paying for quality and craftsmanship, not brand markup. And I think that, don't sleep on the bags. Don't sleep on the shoes. They have everything: home, clothing, women, men. I need to like scour their kids section, but everything I like get from there, I'm amazed by the wearability, the longevity, per our convo about longevity, but also just the fabric quality. It's kind of amazing. And even though we're in summer season, maybe out of cashmere season, I actually still bring my cashmere sweaters on planes instead of hoodies because it makes me feel elevated. And now that I'm on their website, I'm looking at like a nautical striped navy white cashmere cardigan number. Like I want to be a person that can wear sweaters around their shoulders, guys. How do I do that? I just want to like layer and be cool and effortless, but I don't know if it's going to be in the cards for me. But I get pretty damn close with Quince. And if you want to refresh your everyday with luxury you'll actually use, head to quince.com/BeThereIn5 for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/BeThereIn5 for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/BeThereIn5.
Orphan.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
used to make my brother play boxcar children in the backyard, and my mom would get mad at me because I would steal I would steal like one pan from the kitchen and then like go out and like put dirt on it and be like, this is how we're living. And I would make my brother be a boxcar child with me.
Wait,
Um,
were the boxcar
uh,
children orphans?
yes, they lived in a boxcar.
I feel like Boxcar Children was one of those series where the covers weren't like as endearing to me as Babysitter's Club or Sweet
Hmm.
Valley High, so I kind of wrote them off as like boy stuff. And I never really read the series.
I remember, I think I had like, my grandmother worked at a bookstore when I was a little kid. And when I got an A or a 100 on something, an A on my report card or a 100 on my, like on a test, I would get a book. I used to get to go to the bookstore and buy a book.
Oh,
And I was like a big reader, but not nothing they wanted us to read in school. I really just liked, I liked what I liked. And Boxcar Children, I think I had a couple, but I was really into, do you remember the spin-off books that were like about Stephanie from Full House? Stephanie had her own. Okay, I'm going to text
no.
you. I'm going to text you these books because I was obsessed. I cried when I found out my mom gave them away. I bought one on eBay in the last like 10 years for sure. But like they were just like fanfic about Stephanie, and there were a lot of them. Here.
No wonder you didn't know Olsen twins
I was a Stephanie girl. And by the way,
scripture. I mean, yeah,
she has
you're a
really
Jodie
good
Sweetin girl. I'm
politics.
shook.
Yeah,
She
but she has
does.
really good politics compared to like the
Candace
others.
Cameron.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, look at your text. I just sent you.
Wow.
This isn't even all of them, but I did have all of these.
Wow.
And like, it was like Twin Troubles was like, Stephanie's in charge of Nikki and Alex for the weekend, but everything is going wrong. Like, will Jesse
Oh
or
my
Aunt Becky
God.
ever let her babysit again? And I was like, gotta know. And I would pore over these books to the point where my parents made a rule that I couldn't read at the table. I was not allowed to bring a book to the table anymore. They wouldn't let me. But like, I love these books. I can remember the first one I ever got, the one that got me hooked is,
Dude of
I
my
believe,
dreams.
no, Twin Troubles, I believe. No, the one that I loved the most was when she decided she wanted to become a caterer. And, and I was like, I
You
love
love cater
this.
waiter culture
I
and
love
vests.
cater waiter culture. She made one dinner. I can remember this so clearly. She made one dinner for her family. They were all like, this is great. And she took that and was like, I should start a business where I cater birthday parties and like anniversary parties. And I like related to that so hard. Like, does one thing like, moderately well for a 12-year
Right.
old is like, should I start a business? How can I monetize like
No,
truly
thousand
monetization
percent.
culture?
Yeah, it was an early side hustle. I get maybe that's like a very Babysitters Club, but
Of
also
course.
Stephanie had such a glow up that made her somebody I wasn't really interested in on Full House because I was so Michelle focused. To like
Hmm.
by the time she gets to her Girl Talk era and Gia,
Oh,
who I think had
yeah.
a positive influence on her, like personal
Yeah.
style. She
Yeah.
was like so chic, so cool. And I became a Stephanie girl like toward the end because
Yes.
DJ was just like wasting away at school wanting to marry Steve.
Yeah. And
And
Viper and all
Michelle
that.
fell off a horse and, who knows if she's
Yeah.
any good anymore. But
No,
Stephanie, what a babe.
so I loved Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen in dual star films.
Hmm.
I loved that. I was not a Michelle girl on Full House. I did not like the early years. My
Hmm.
favorite episodes, and we've talked about this before, I think. My favorite episodes were like Stephanie's dance recital onwards. Like Stephanie
Oh,
smoking with Gia in the Girl Talk era Stephanie, Stephanie getting stood up on a date. I think that happened to her. When
oh
Stephanie
yeah.
was, I
Driving
got cool.
the cement mixer into the house.
No, that she was young then. I didn't
She
like it.
was?
Yep.
So Stephanie's dance recital though, that's
She was
so
young.
a post Motown Philly.
Motown Philly and beyond. I mean, I can make exceptions, but like also, I was just about to say I'll take any sort of like theatrical performance, but I wasn't really into her doing. She did like a dance during like Danny's Wake Up San Francisco telethon, and I was like, I don't care.
She was such a perfect example of your token friend, like you said, that has a like moderate self-taught talent that takes it upon herself to do it everywhere. Because she was okay at dancing.
Friendships in the she was okay at dancing, and the whole entire episode was like, should I quit school to become like a professional dancer?
And Danny's like, remember he was bedazzling her little blazer, and he was like, I felt like Liberace's dad. She's dancing, and they do that whole dream sequence.
Yeah.
Look at her, you can tell she's a winner. Stephanie Tanner, she's on a glamour. That's me. I'm your Broadway baby. I'm the one. I loved that.
Me too. And actually, sometimes still to this day, like one of my like physical stems is going, I'm your Broadway baby, I'm the one. And I like do the dance, but only that part. I did it like 3 days ago. I have that in my memory.
And then poor Becky, the whole bit is they can't lift her.
She's pregnant?
Yeah.
That's... I haven't seen... My friend Kara just recently started watching Full House with her 7-year-old. I think she's in 2nd grade.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and they're obsessed with... They, like, let her watch, like, 1 or 2 episodes a night, sort of like a post-dinner, like, we're going to watch this as a family kind of thing. And they're obsessed with Michelle. You just wait.
Truly. Well, like, and I think the dynamics between Stephanie and DJ get interesting. And like, I don't know, Stephanie must have been younger here, but for some reason, it's very memorable when she borrowed DJ's sweater and went to Funky Frank's at the mall. I think they were maybe, I might be confusing it, but no, DJ ditched school to go see Stacey Q. But like Stephanie went to the mall to Funky Frank's, got mustard on DJ's sweater. And it was like this whole thing. And like, I just feel like there were life lessons there of like, oh, I better not borrow Kelly's shit and ruin it. Like you really can't get away with it. Or like, I was afraid of my parents being in a car accident, like very deeply because of Full House.
Driving episode. Oh, the one where she lets her 14-year-old, her friend's older sister lets her drive the car sometimes. And Stephanie's like waiting at the pizza rest. No, that's Seventh Heaven. But that also, I think, happened in Full House. Hold on, let me check.
The famous car thing was that I remember was them being at a stoplight and Wild Thing is playing, and they get out and run around the car, and then they can't get back in.
And they do it, and I'm saying in quotes, Chinese fire drill. That's Seventh
Is that
Heaven.
what that's called? Oh my God!
No,
wow, what a politically incorrect fire drill.
Okay, I was right that the episode I was thinking of was Seventh Heaven, but this episode does exist. It's called Stephanie's Wild Ride. It aired on November 29th, 1994, 2 days after my 7th birthday. Let's see. Stephanie and Gia are at the mall having ice cream, and Gia notices a couple of cute guys. Gia whistles to get the two to come over to their table. They introduce themselves as Jason and Barry, and wanting to not appear too young, Gia lies and tells them that they are in the same grade as them, but at a private school. DJ and Kimmy happen to be at the food court. Jason and Barry recognize TJ and Kimmy from their school and ask Stephanie why she goes to a private high school instead of their school. Stephanie answers that their dad had a coupon. Stephanie pulls them away and pleads for them not to blow it. DJ and Kimmy agree about that too. Gia says that Jason and Barry went to get their car and they're going to give them a ride home. Stephanie, Gia, Jason, and Barry are in a car taking a shortcut. They start speeding up after saying that. To make the ride shorter, they should go faster. They also drive in the left lane instead of the right lane while a truck comes. Jason pretends the steering wheel is locked, causing the girls to scream. All 4 of them are having fun, except Stephanie. Okay, then that's 3 of them are having fun, except for Stephanie. As Gia convinces her friend to lighten up, and once Stephanie gets home, she tells DJ of her wild ride. DJ is not happy. But
also,
okay, Jason comes to pick Stephanie up. DJ intervenes. Stephanie is mad. This is a 20-minute episode. How is there this much description?
I'm hanging on every word. I want to know what happens.
People who are listening to this think that the only thing I talk about is because on Ali Feller's podcast, Ali on the Run, we talk about Saved by the Bell all the time. Here I'm talking about Full House.
You're in the right place.
Seventh Heaven podcast. No, I know, but it's like every time I pop up, it must be like the only time you see her. She's just talking about shows from the 90s.
No, that's literally me. I operate from
okay?
a very finite pool of references. And I had a whole chapter in my book about Saved by the Bell, Saved by the Bell Jar. I'm obsessed with thinking Jessie Spano was a drag and therefore feminists were a drag.
Mama.
Oink,
hey,
oink,
mama.
baby.
Oink, baby.
I think that Full House is just I actually don't think I talk about Full House enough relative to how formative it was for me in terms of like, just as a person that doesn't want to get in trouble, I just felt the pit in my stomach whenever they would get in trouble. And I just learned a lot of directional things from there. Like that was a big source of me being wary of people wearing leather jackets from Gia and from Viper, from what was called Mac something Daddy and the Monkey Puppets.
Yeah, Big Daddy and the Monkey Puppet thing.
Yeah. When Jesse had that polka band, and DJ dated Viper, and he wore leather jackets.
Hot Daddy and the Monkey Puppets.
Hot Daddy and the Monkey Puppets. Like, and I now Gia's style is really kind of my personal style. And I think Gia is really misunderstood. But like what the tropes of like a bad influence, you know what I mean? Roger Klotz types.
Honestly, you just got me down. I think I'm going to do a little rewatch of the later episodes of Full House, because now I'm remembering there was like a lot of cabaret performances, like they sang
the
"I'll
little
Take You There."
glowworm glimmer.
That's all the younger. That's all the younger. You're not.
I'm
thinking,
having vocal stim reactions. I'm sorry.
DJ
that was at an airport.
They sing "I Will Always Love You," Jesse and the at DJ's prom, and Kimmy has like a light up dress, and then they sing "I'll Take You There," like I know a place, I'll take you there.
I don't remember that.
Ain't nobody crying. That is in an episode with Hot Daddy and the Monkey Puppets.
Dang.
I mean, if every word I said could make you laugh, I'd talk forever.
That is like, I need a trigger warning for that.
I know. Did you love the Disney World episodes?
Oh my God. Yeah. I loved the one when they went to Hawaii and culturally appropriated Menahunis.
I do think we have talked about this. I'm like,
I actually don't
like,
because you've heard me say the word Menahuni.
I did. I remember. Hold on. Wait. Give me 1 second. I hear my door going. I really do remember like
funny.
having that. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I wonder if your listeners are like, what the fuck? Does she have anything else?
Honestly, I feel like the thing about having shared interests, the best part is that you could endlessly talk about them.
Yeah.
And
it's
I also
not like we get to talk all the time.
No. And also I do think that there's something to that millennial, like the darkness of so much of our media, so many orphans from like and it's kind of like the Secret Garden, a Little Princess, Bridge to Terabithia core. It's like it's kind of these excruciatingly sad, neglected kids stories who pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and with the help of magic or some nearby friends really built a life for themselves in ways that both tormented me but inspired my imagination. And my neighbor Elise and I, our big game was the Secret Garden. Like that's what we would always play, if not Pocahontas, which I don't want to get into on this broadcast publicly, which is tough. Secret Garden's great because any like wiry, unkempt shed really becomes like a magical potential place. People with interesting backyards.
Yeah.
Oh my God. A hunchback.
Lord Craven. I mean, another instance of like, what's her name? You know, Maggie Smith being the same age for my entire adulthood.
Oh yeah. From
Hook to
Titanic,
whatever to Downton Abbey, it's all the same.
Wow, she's taking NAD. Probably not.
Well, she's dead now. But hold on. Let's see, Maggie Smith. But she was definitely
no, she wasn't. Okay, but apparently there is confusion about this.
She died 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. And she was only 89 when she died. But like she looked 89 in Hook. You know, she looked 89 really in The Secret Garden. I was obsessed with the part in The Secret Garden where she goes to pick up Mary at the boat after her parents die in the fire.
Yeah.
And the earthquake.
Sorry.
Which I was obsessed with.
It was a fire and an earthquake?
It was an earthquake, and I think the earthquake caused the fire. Like candles. They were at a party.
So stressful.
I know. It's like you only really expect it to be one, not both. Maggie Smith picks Mary up from and she's the last person to be called, and they're like, Mary Lennox, and she's like the last kid there.
Oh my God.
And Maggie Smith picks her up, and in the stagecoach on the way home, she's literally eating wings. She's eating chicken wings. And I remember being cool. I always clock a food thing in a movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Now I'm like, did we talk about this? Because I think a really interesting category is TV food you
Mm,
that looked delicious and you wanted to eat. And I remember thinking that the sizzling liver and onions on Doug looked weirdly
yes.
appetizing.
Yeah. Yeah. Liver and onions
What
always
was
look
another
really
one
good.
for you? Cartoon food,
Uh,
I think, excites me.
there was an episode of Full House where Jesse threw Becky a baby shower and bought, or maybe it was like during her late in pregnancy and they were really playing up like pregnancy cravings. And he brought home like multiple bags of chips. He was like, "We got barbecue, we got this, we got that," and I was like, "I want someone to bring me that
I'd
many
love
chips."
it's well, and I can, I can cut this, but I do believe you have on the record mentioned you had an almond mom.
I had an almond mom. Oh yeah,
You
she
went
to
like
this
rolling in
day.
Lay's.
No, I had no access to Lay's. The most I ever got was a Tostitos and maybe a
Oh,
reduced fat Cape Cod potato chip like 3 times a year. And then the rest of it was like me trying to monetize business so I could go buy chips. And just to think that there was a world in which Jesse Katsopoulos came home and said to his wife, "I bought like multiple party size like bags of chips so that you
Mm.
could have flavors." I was like, the love I crave exists in this
And
world.
I love a chip, and we were like not a snacks off limit household, but we definitely didn't have a ton of junk food. And I just spent a lot of time salivating over junk food or strategically picking friends based on how good their junk food was. But I feel like in the 90s, the ad spend of Pringles to establish themselves as a non-greasy chip alternative. Remember all those commercials where they would like really theatrically wipe their hand on
Oh,
their shirt after eating a Lay's and then they'd eat a Pringles? And I'm like, for that to be the primary selling point is interesting because when eating chips, I don't really, it's not a
the
grievance of
real
mine that there's
complication with
grease.
chips is orange dust. It's not grease, it's Cheeto dust.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
What?
How
Okay,
do you feel about Pringles?
I like them. They're salty enough for me. I
I
like
don't
a,
get
it's
excited over them. But if
I
I'm
do.
hungry on a
Sour
plane,
cream and onion Pringles are really good.
mm.
It's baked Lays that you can't feed me starving in
Oh,
a desert.
ew.
Question for you. In a multi-pack with Doritos, Cool Ranch, nacho cheese, a crunchy Cheeto, and a regular Lay's, can you rank them for me?
Yeah, hold on one second.
Do you have one in your room right now? Cool Ranch. Oh God, that's great.
I just went to my bed to get a party size, which is a bold move for being
That
alone.
looks so good.
I love I will be eating Cool Ranch Doritos till the day I die. And I also
Oh,
really love a
I just
product
got like a
where
full body chill thinking about eating a Cool Ranch
oh,
Dorito.
I really feel passionate about food categories where you
Mm-hmm.
can kind of select the one from the bag as if you're picking out like a magic surprise gift and figure out which one you want to eat, like based on how much dust it has on it, and then put
Mm,
it tongue down. And the satisfaction of a
mm,
very dusty Dorito or a white, even hell, like a white cheddar rice cake that is over dusted on one side, tongue down. I really love a I guess it's like a ranch cheesy type adjacent powder on things
yeah,
that's a little different than a Cheeto or a Dorito though. It has to
I do
skew
think
white cheddar, buttermilk, ranchy. I don't know.
I do think tongue down is something Lydia and Zach are doing.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
for sure.
that's
I
happening.
was excited. I did explore this bag of Doritos.
What's your okay? Cool Ranch is number one. What's number four in that cohort?
Cheetos.
Whoa,
I'm
that's my
not a
number
Cheeto.
one. I am a
Interesting.
I am a crunchy Cheeto girl as the day is long. There's something so filling about a crunchy. It's so like rich to me.
They're
Like that's a
dense
chip
though.
that with every bite is yeah, exactly. That's a chip with every bite. It's like a whole meal.
I do think, oh, okay, maybe unpopular, but if faced with having to eat a Cheeto, I'd prefer a Cheetos Puff, which is also crazy how many mouth cuts I got in life eating cheese balls from Costco. You know how like they scratch the shit out of your the roof of your
Yeah.
mouth?
It's like
Um,
eating a popcorn ceiling.
yeah, yes, exactly
It's
the
like rubbing
popcorn
your
ceiling
tongue on a
effect.
popcorn
Cap'n
ceiling. Yeah.
Crunch does something very similar. Um,
Yes.
and I can't put my finger. Maybe it's puffed corn. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I do think we could really just deep dive chips. Do you have any like
Chips.
other unconventional or super specific chip related opinions? I think the
I
people
mean,
want to know.
salt and vinegar is like
Yeah.
number one to me, but it's polarizing. My best friend from college once threatened to kick me out of the car because I was eating salt and vinegar chips. She was like,
What?
"Oh, it smells like feet." You know, some people are just not into the vinegar of it
Oh,
all.
good luck sitting near someone with tuna on a plane, girly. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Like people are so picky, but salt and vinegar
Wait,
chips don't smell that bad. But also, I want to know what the most like. What is like your poppy seed bagel version of chips? Like bottom of the barrel, like last resort. Like, this flavor is so uninspired.
last resort.
Yeah, like what chip
Okay,
bums you
well,
out besides
let
baked
me
lays?
regular Lays because they're all
Mm.
it just. I do think Pringles saw regular Lays and they were like, "We're gonna fucking roast them." I think that
Hmm.
is where that handy, that great. It's just like, what are you giving? Nothing. It's barely crunchy. There's no like. It's what like a Cape Cod potato chip is like a perfect plain potato chip because it's like
Hmm.
so thick. There's a good crunch. Lay's is really like. Am I even like chewing on something?
They're really
Um,
thin, but I
but
kind of do it like a Lay's. It's so salty, your tongue hurts like a Sour Patch Kid.
I need to tell you something because you said tuna, and then a portal in my brain opened up. When one of my first jobs out of college was in Grand Central, I worked at the Hyatt that was attached to the
Right.
chain, and so sometimes we would go to like the very, very expensive tourist trap of a grocery like mart where they had like prepared food for like breakfast and stuff, and like can you believe the audacity of me? I would buy like a container of tuna salad and salt and vinegar chips, and I would eat it.
In a corporate setting? Caroline, Serena Vanderwoodsen's been in that facility. You should have known better as a youngster in New York.
I didn't care, and I can now imagine like what people said about me, but I didn't give a shit. I was like, these are my two favorite foods, and I'm eating them at like 10 a.m. and
That
no one can
is
stop me. Bold,
that is
brave.
such a
What'd you say?
brazen neglect of corporate
Brazen.
etiquette.
And guess what? I haven't, and maybe that's why I don't work in corporate anymore.
Never
And
works
maybe
since.
that's why I've worked for
You never
myself for
worked in
almost
that
eight
town
years.
again.
Never worked in that town again.
Do you remember
And maybe I
Campbell
was
Apartment? This is still around.
Campbell. Oh my god, that bar.
It's like it was like kind of like low key speakeasy types in Grand Central, and I used to go
Hmm.
sit alone and like be like, I wonder if people think I'm a socialite.
Yeah, and you have like your big sort of like oversized bag, and you'd be like, and then there. Two things to tell you. Yes, it is still around, I believe, and um, uh,
Tuna.
someone. Oh no, I said it. We're moving on. So, the other night I went to see a show. When you said Serena Vanderwood's in this, reminded me that someone in the front row of this show had a puppy in their purse, in
Interesting.
like Paris Hilton. And during Act Two, the puppy started barking, and I was
Oh,
like, "What are we doing here?"
that's one of those things that is so obviously not something you should do. It wouldn't even need to be a rule because it's just like, why even
Why
spell
are
out why you wouldn't bring a dog to a Broadway show?
I completely agree. I don't get into the discourse because I do have a dog, and I do like I love like bringing my dog in the world, but
Yeah.
I have hard limits. But you know what it is? I'm jealous of like the confidence of like lying to authority, which brings me to something I wanted to
Interesting.
chat with you about, which is that I'm obsessed with the Love Trapped podcast. And the
Mm.
reason why is because this woman has just gone fucking 10 toes down on like lying to like the court, the judge, the media, and I'm like, "Oh my god."
I need to listen to that podcast. I've heard great things, and I don't even know like a ton about the story, but I think that those types of things fascinate me and disturb me about the human condition because, yeah, if you're a
Yeah.
person generally like scared of authority, getting in trouble, not wanting to upset other people, it's kind of fascinating. Like, because you wonder if these people are able to power through the sinking feeling and knots in their stomach they live with at all times. Because, like, I think we've
Or do they
all
genuinely believe their own bullshit?
Oh,
Wait,
I
but
also
okay.
think that the authority thing is interesting with like I remember the feeling of being a kid and like telling a fib to like fit in. What's actually so crazy, and I wrote about this in my book, that Caroline and I were talking about prior, is that this girl I wanted to like me in fourth grade had just gotten this terrier named Brandy, which is an awesomely 90s dog name. Brandy's such a cool name. I think it had an I. And she was talking about wanting to fly.
The dog was a stripper.
She wanted to fly with the dog. And she was like, I don't know. Like how that works. And I was like, oh, we fly with Daisy May all the time. And I was like, yeah, you just like put it in front of you. You give it treats, you pet it. And I'm like, I heard it coming out of my mouth. I'm like, we don't fly with Daisy. And then I got home and her mom called my mom, and my mom gets off the phone and she goes, Mrs. So-and-so just called wanting to ask more about flying with animals. Caroline, I never lied again.
I want to vomit. Oh my God.
I know. Can you imagine being me? Oh, we never spoke of it until a year later. I was at somebody else's house and her sister was there. And then when she left, somebody told me that her sister was like, oh yeah, well, Katie's a liar.
Well, you kind of were.
No, I literally was. I know. It was absolutely brutal. And I did an episode once about lies people told as kids that made them learn to not lie. And it was so funny, but like so many people lied about the number of stories in their house or like rooms, which I think is really funny, like counting a stair landing as a floor.
Right. Like my bedroom's on the third floor because the second floor is like the little alcove. There is something really, I think, very specific to our generation and everyone who came before us, which is that like in a world without the internet, there were things where you just felt you could lie about, and you would never kind of have to answer to your lies. Like a lot of the lies that I remember people telling were very like Zach Affleck-esque, where you're like, that's my cousin. Like there was a girl in my grade who was like, Joey Fatone is my cousin. I actually do think Joey Fatone was her cousin. And I will check. You know what it is? I met my boyfriend on a cruise. And
I was just going to say, I met a hot guy on the beach. I think I said my first kiss was a guy I met at the beach because I didn't want to like have to talk through the discourse of never having kissed somebody, and it was just easier. But that is a lie told in good faith.
Absolutely. Have I ever told you the Mariah Carey story of growing up? Okay. This is actually like such a fun story that I wish I could find like a great storytelling outlet for, and maybe this is it. So,
the moth.
Yeah, I know. But like maybe it's just be there and vibe. So I grew up an hour north of New York City.
This episode is brought to you by Ritual. And as I've been kind of writing and in my like basement hole, I don't always have the healthiest habits. I just hid nerd gummies underneath my desk because I didn't want them here on camera. But here I am confessing. But I have peace of mind knowing I can still hit key nutrient goals with the daily multivitamin from Ritual. Ritual's team of scientists poured over thousands of studies to identify the common gaps between nutrient needs and what people are actually consuming across life stages to support foundational health. My Ritual routine, I take it like first thing when I wake up. It's so easily digestible. It has this kind of not aftertaste, but like essence to it. Some of them are minty, some of them are fruitier. It not only like tastes good to take and doesn't leave a gross taste in your mouth afterward. It also is really, really gentle on the stomach, which I think is huge for supplements and a huge deterrent for me for even taking them. And the Ritual Essential for Women 18 Plus multi contains 9 key nutrients and 2 delayed release capsules designed for optimal absorption per day. Like I said, designed to be gentle on the stomach. And they conducted a university-led clinical trial for their Essential for Women 18 Plus multivitamin to test its efficacy. It increased vitamin D levels by 43% and omega-3 DHA levels, which I'm told is important, by 41% in just 12 weeks. And they don't have to do the testing, guys. They don't have to do the clinicals. This is a very weird, unregulated category that there's a lot of people that come in and out of, and they've been around a while. They're third-party tested for heavy metals, clean label project certified. They have a fully transparent supply chain on their website, which is just something I appreciate and why I've supported them for so long. And I just appreciate their commitment to filling in those nutrient gaps for people like me that aren't always looking out for their own needs. Instead of striving for perfect health, aim for supporting foundational health. Save 25% on your first month at ritual.com/BeThereIn5. That's ritual.com/BeThereIn5 for 25% off your first month. This episode is brought to you by Cozy Earth. Cozy Earth just sent Teddy big boy bed sheets and his very own like double bubble cuddle blanket. And it's this gorgeous like brandy color. And he's currently using it on the couch for a game he calls Mudslide, where he hides cars in it, shakes it, and the cars fall to the ground. Riveting stuff, gang. But Cozy Earth has a lot more than gorgeous blankets that really have no business being used by a child, but I'm insanely grateful for their generous gift. They have jogger sets, they have clogs, they have gorgeous robes and towels. Their bedding is unreal. As you know, their bamboo sheets are my life. Their mulberry silks stuffed pillows changed the game for me. I just bought 2 more. I have problems. Their duvets are like seasonally agnostic in ways that they're just so light on you, but still so warm. And I get really hot at night and I don't know. I'm grateful for everything they do. Their fabrics are breathable and lightweight. And they're like their joggers, for example. This is an outfit I reach for often. They are soft enough to sleep in. They're put together enough to answer the door. I think I've shown you though on Instagram before. I always fly in my Cozy Earth joggers. And like I said, I'll bring a sweater. And it's like a tapered fit with a relaxed waistband, just enough structure to feel intentional. I actually bought some from, I think, my dad and my brother last year, and they were big fans. And also their clogs. I kind of think, I don't know, home is where you move, right? We love a house shoe, the kitchen in the morning, backyard in the afternoon, couch at the end of the day. And Cozy Earth's clogs are built for all of it. It has a cushioned footbed, a soft interior, and an easy slip-on silhouette that feels like the right choice every time you reach for them. And they're supportive enough to stand in, and they're cozy enough to forget you're wearing them. And what more can we ask for in footwear? And like I said, I'm into uniform dressing and basics right now. And I think the idea of just having something comfy, cozy to wear on you, on your feet, at home, that's still okay to go out in, that you can wear on a plane and fall asleep in it. And it's like you're wearing pajamas, but you look more put together. Cozy Earth has ways for your bedding to look put together, for yourself and guests to live a cozy life, and for you to look put together and beyond. And they have a 100-night sleep trial for their bedding. They have 10-year warranties on their products. And I just love this company and spend too much of my own money there. And this spring, give yourself the kind of comfort that lives with you all day, not just the moment you get home. Head to cozyearth.com and use my code BeThereIn5 for an exclusive 20% off. And if you see a post-purchase survey, mention that you heard about Cozy Earth right here on Be There in 5. That's cozyearth.com and use my code BeThereIn5 for an exclusive 20% off. This episode is brought to you by Built. Whether you're renting or paying a mortgage, one of your biggest monthly expenses should be working harder for you. That's where Built comes in. Built is the membership for where you live that rewards you with points on every housing payment wherever you live. And Built started out by rewarding members on their rent, so you could get points that can go toward things like flights and hotels and restaurants. And now as of 2026, Built members can also earn points on mortgage payments wherever you live, which, those of you that are already winning, congrats. Here's some more ways to live the life I want. Every housing payment earns you points you can use toward flights with top travel partners like United, Hyatt, Lyft, Amazon, and so much more. And personally, I'd redeem my points for travel, international travel. It's really tough to walk past those lie flats, guys, and just know about your fate back in 43F. It's fine. I'll get through. But why not have the biggest chunk of our spending work for you with a point system? I think it really makes a lot of sense. And it's fairly simple. Being a renter and now owning a home too is better with Built. Join the membership for where you live at joinbuilt.com/BeThereIn5. That's JOINBILT.com/BeThereIn5. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you.
And in my 4th grade class, there was a kid his name was Mike Egan. And in 5th grade, he came back to school and his name was Michael Scott. But his name sort of changed a few times. And then by the end of 5th grade, he started going by Mike Carey. And
this is like Dirty John K through 12.
Oh, yeah, right. Dirty John, 5th grade, Dirty John recess. And I remember his name changed a lot, but you're kind of a kid, and sometimes when things are almost so weird, you just also sort of accept them as truth. You're some
Totally.
kids' names change.
Yeah.
Multiple times a year. And I remember that the sort of the talk when his name became Mike Carey, or when he started going by Mike Carey, that was what was listed in the phone book and the school directory and the yearbook. People were he is related to Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is his aunt. And it became a thing that all the kids were we all decided that was true, right?
Yeah, his last name's Carey.
Right. And I don't remember why we all were like, this is fact, and none of us are fighting about it. But we would go home and say, we are in school with a boy named Mike Carey, and Mariah Carey's his aunt. And all of our parents, and my friends will attest to this, all of our parents were like, you're a liar. And like, that's not true. Or they thought like we were doing the thing where it's like same last name, so they must be related to like a famous person.
Totally.
But we were really like, no, Mariah Carey's his aunt. And at our 5th grade graduation,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Mariah Carey.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
In I remember exactly what she was wearing. She was wearing leather pants. This would have been 1998. She was wearing leather pants, a leather jacket, sunglasses, and a very high ponytail and boots. Was at our 5th grade graduation.
Caroline Moss.
Was in there. She didn't like sing, but this would have been the height. This would have been fantasy. I mean, it was 1998. Always Be My Baby. A couple years earlier.
One Sweet Day is America? I mean, like,
I think it's later. Actually, One Sweet Day was earlier. I think
she was so peak. Like that was like, yeah, Always Be My Baby, Honey, Fantasy, Mariah. Like that was like every big song of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, she was like
holy
the
shit.
one. And she was at our 5th grade graduation, and all of us very calmly, like, I don't know how many people
it's his aunt.
we were like, Mariah Carey's here. Like, that's Mariah Carey. I remember like seeing her and saying to my mom, like, did you see the woman who was dressed like this? That was Mariah Carey. And my mom was like, I don't think Mariah Carey was at your 5th grade graduation. But guess
Talk
what,
about
Kate
fantasy,
Kennedy?
Caroline.
Yeah, exactly. But guess what, Kate Kennedy? That was Mariah Carey's nephew. And her sister Allison, who recently, I think in the last 10 years, died of like a drug overdose. That was her son. And I think her sister Allison was in and out of being incarcerated, that his grandmother, Mariah Carey's mother, adopted him. And so it was like, Mariah Carey is my aunt, like, but now Mariah Carey is my sister. Like, this was my last name.
Right.
But now this is my last name. And when I listened to Mariah Carey's audiobook, she talked a little bit about Allison living up in Westchester and her nephew, Michael. And I was like, you know, over the years, I was like, I know that was Mariah Carey, and I know that I'm right. Like, I never ever thought of that as like a thing where I was like, oh, it's so weird that we made that up. But listening to the audiobook and being like, Mariah Carey was at my fucking 5th grade graduation. And all of the parents were like, you guys are like so funny with your little made up story. But all the 10-year-olds clocking and being like, yeah, it's Mariah Carey in the back of the auditorium.
And being kind of unfazed by it is so amazing.
Totally, because your world is only as big as your town. So like, yeah, of course Mariah Carey would be there.
It's her nephew. Like, you go to your nephew's graduation.
Exactly. And there was a huge white house in my town that I was like, that's the White House. Like, up until I was like in 3rd grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a movie that I went to at the local movie theater. And you know how like you could buy an ad at like that would play like before, like you'd like put your business card like up on the movie theater screen, like before the previews would start or whatever. And I remember seeing my neighbor's like lawn mowing service at the movie theater and being like, holy shit, I know that guy. Like,
your name's in lights.
I didn't know how any of that worked. But you know, for all of the like lies that a kid told, I do feel so vindicated by being like, Mariah Carey was at my 5th grade graduation.
That's a great story.
But and meanwhile, you're like, we fly with Daisy May all the time, and immediately a phone call gets me.
No, like the way the way all of your parents gaslight you about Mariah Carey is so funny and charming in terms of like kid world versus adult world, and like you actually being right, because I feel like that is like a sitcom trope of sorts, of like somebody pretending to be related to somebody and they actually show up that I can't quite put my finger on.
Right, and then you hear the studio audience go,
yes.
And it's like, it was true the whole time.
And I'm deeply charmed because Mariah Carey is notoriously kind of an unfriendly celebrity that travels with 3 different angles of light at all times. You know what I mean? That's kind of her shtick.
I think she's a family girl. I think this was in a Tommy Mottola timeline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, but Kate, when I tell you that, like, as I was like I remember listening to Mariah Carey, and I remember where I was going. It was 2021. It was March of 2021. I was driving up north, the coast of California, and it was still COVID times. And I was listening to the audiobook, and I like, there it was, like, listened to the proof, like, stopped the audiobook, called my mom, and was like, stop what you're doing. I have proof. I have proof that I was right. And my mom was like, can I call you back? Like, what do you think? I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm like,
That's the worst when you don't get the reaction and apology.
No. My mom's like, okay, cool. So Mariah Carey, your fifth grade graduation. I'm like, fuck you.
By the way, your snack selection sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even like Tostitos.
That's wild.
It was vindicating, but I really wanted to. I had a fantasy, a sweet, sweet fantasy baby of my mom being like, you were right. You've always been right. And I'm sorry.
You've always been right.
You.
Tell me every time I doubted you, and let's walk through all the ways I was wrong your entire life.
I'm just going to give you a blanket. Crazy. You were right about all of it. I know. It's so funny. It's so funny.
I'm going to be thinking about that for a long time. And I also love that it was kind of buried in your brain as not insignificant, but just like run of the mill until you reheard the audiobook. I think that, I love stuff like that where I can't really describe the feeling, but like something is just so dug up and satisfying. And years later, vindication always just has that letdown of no justice.
Yeah, truly. And the thing that is also sort of comical is that there wasn't even a divide between the kids. We all knew it was true. So there wasn't even a friend I could call to be like, holy shit.
It was
just,
true.
It was just true. We all knew it. Like, no one else needed us to it was like it was really like, parents just don't understand, like Beastie Boy, like that could have made me a Beastie Boys fan. That exact experience of being like, you don't listen to me because I'm just a kid. Like I was like rage against the machine. Truly,
parents just don't understand culture is amazing. And why did I think Will Smith sang that?
He did.
Why did I think Will Smith sang
like a Fresh Prince vibe? I'm like really Googling today. Let's see.
You're Googling a lot, which I appreciate because there's a world where we just power through all these wrong opinions.
It was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Huh. Beastie Boys is Fight for Your Right to Party, which does have the same energy.
Well, it's just a little older. I wasn't trying to party in fifth grade. I was just trying to have an adult listen to me about Mariah Carey sightings. I was like, I don't need to party.
I was trying to party for sure, but by party after Cotillion, we'd go to Arby's.
You had Cotillion?
Yeah,
that's so cool. I was a northerner, so we didn't have any of that.
Oh right, it was all it was being too tall, dancing with tiny boys, learning the foxtrot, and never speaking to them and going home. We didn't do like table manners.
Being debuted. It wasn't like I'm being.
No,
debuted
I
by
wasn't
my
a
dad.
Deb. No, and did you? Speaking of like old traditions and bridal showers, this is one of my favorite fun facts. So to take you back, when the Catholic Church spun off to the Protestant one after, Henry VIII wanted to divorce his wife.
Right, I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was rare. We were there, and Nora was definitely there. Furious.
Nora was there. Nora was Henry.
Nora was a crusader. She was like Catholic or bust.
That's right.
And she basically, when you would marry off your like best and brightest daughters, and when Catholicism took over Europe, it was the ones who did
prejudice.
Kind of like when most of Europe was Catholic, the ones who didn't get married off, who weren't the best and brightest daughters, they would just get sent to. They would just become nuns. They'd get sent to convents. Yeah. But then when the Protestant church was developed, there weren't nuns and there weren't convents. People had so many damn kids, but didn't know what to do with their leftover daughters. So Deb balls were to debut their daughters to like sell them off to get married. And it was more like the ones that they didn't know what to do with, that didn't automatically get assigned a man.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's
Isn't that
so
crazy?
Fun. Wow.
I mean, it's kind of like how bridal showers, they used to literally have a parasol and people would throw household items at you, and the parasol was to block you from the items being thrown at you. It was a shower.
Where can I find more on that? Is that true?
I don't know. Maybe google.com.
Here, let me Google that for you. Wait, what? Parasol bridal shower culture. Okay.
Parasol bridal. I can't stop thinking about Mike Scott / Carey too, because there is something sweet about being an age where kids aren't overthinking those name changes and rolling with the punches. Because there are situations where people's parents get divorced or they get adopted or move in with somebody else. And to have you guys riding the wave of support of his name change, I think is very nice, because it would have been very easy for Mike to look like a bit of a grifter.
But it's like at that point, that story really has everything, which is that you kind of start off by being like, there has to be a reason for the name change, and we're going to put our trust in the adults in charge because they know what they're doing. And then you lay eyes on Mariah Carey at your 5th grade graduation, and you say to those same adults, that's Mariah Carey. And she says, and they say, no, it's not. And you go, what else don't you know? Because that's clearly Mariah Carey. So I think he really benefited from a time where we just said authority knows best, and by the end of the year, we were saying, these parents, they just don't understand.
Yeah.
And I think Mike was very quiet. That's what I remember of him. And he did not join us, I think, past 6th grade. So I can picture him in my mind's eye, but I didn't know him like through high school or whatever. But he was a quiet kid. And I think people were like, sure, you changed your
name. Let him be.
But also anything about you at that age that separated you from the masses, braces, a cast, crutches, a name change,
lisp,
sort of made you, it was like an elevated thing, in some ways being othered was gave you sort of this like mystique and until high school, and then it didn't. But I think when you're younger, you just don't have all of that like social experience to be like, oh, different is weird. Like different actually when you're that young is almost a little cool. There was a girl who would come to class every day with like a neck brace. Yeah. Love her neck brace. And but the next day she wouldn't have it on. And we'd go, okay, I guess her neck's better. I guess her spinal cord injury has corrected itself.
The way I would
ace bandage culture.
I would stub my toe, show up to school with an ace bandage.
Yeah.
But the metal clips were always a real to do.
I would just tuck it in.
It's like a hair extension clip. It's just a weird.
Would you tie it so tight that you would take it off and it was like imprinted on your arm and it was like sort of purple?
Oh, of course. On my ankle, on my wrist. I feel like also, I like it all comes back to, as it always does, as we're still living in. It's the attention economy, and what was once breaking your arm on the monkey bars then became ordering fajitas. Over time there are different ways you get attention, some more subtle than others, but by the time you're an adult again, you want to be distinguished. But we iron out any of our differences from like 13 to like 25, and then you get older and it's like, dang, it's so cool that you play the viola. Like playing instruments is so not cool when you're younger, but like people who that have that as a party trick per your cabaret trade, like being able if you play the oboe, I'm like turned on.
Yeah. If you were in band in general, I was just in chorus. The voice is the only instrument. My mom was like, let's be real, you're not going to like, but also the oboe for girls was also like a step in a different direction because all the girls in my grade, it was like flute or nothing. If you were in the band, if you were in the orchestra,
for
viola.
Sure.
And
wow, let's genderize instrument categories. Woodwinds for girls.
Woodwinds for girls. Clarinet is okay. Not okay, but I feel like if you're asking me, a 5th grader, and it's 1998, what are the most feminine wind instruments? I would say the clarinet and the flute, and the oboe was sort of for the tomboys.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, in like if you play, what's it called? Well, I guess a bass violin, but what's the giant ass violin?
Cello.
The cello. The way I felt for and sidelined cello players because they had to lug that thing to and from the senior lot, or like it's just like, God, that's a big ass instrument to take home every day. Seems like there should be two, one for home.
It's like
one for school.
You aren't carrying around the fajita platter with you. The cello is the fajita. It's like the endless fajita platter. It's like, we get it. And it's like, oh, I have my cello. Oh, my reed. Oh, my rod. Like whatever.
Reeds were so expensive
resin.
Too.
Remember resin? I was obsessed with like the idea of having an instrument. I was also obsessed with the idea of having toe shoes. I wanted to go and point.
Toe shoes. Oh, I know. Being a ballerina, to now understand just the distance between me and that reality. I'm glad I didn't know it then. But I think that
instead.
Oh, I was thinking of Olivia Culpo. Doesn't she play the cello? She's like the most objectively beautiful woman who also like plays string instruments. And I'm like, of course she stuck with it. Of course. Because the rest of us slugged our way through piano lessons until we weren't physically forced, quit. And now all we can do is play Heart and Soul. And you're hot and you kept with it. Like, that's upsetting on so many levels. But she was Miss Universe because she was a woman who plays an instrument.
Look at my brother. That's a tale of two cities, me and my brother. We both started piano around the same time. I would do anything to not practice. I would like manipulate the clock in the kitchen to like not make it so that I had to practice. Like, my brother stuck with it. Do you know what my brother's currently doing?
He's on Broadway.
No, not right now. Right now, he is Lin-Manuel Miranda's music director for his new movie called Octet, starring Jonathan Groff, Amanda Seyfried, Rachel Zegler. My brother is uptown right now teaching those people orchestrations.
That is my Mount Rushmore. I would buy a ticket to look at their faces. I can't even imagine that proximity to those people.
I know. And to think we are born from the same DNA. We were given the same opportunities as children. We are only 2.5 years apart.
To me, Lin-Manuel Miranda in everyday conversation is like, hey, how you doing?
He's like, I'm Mr. Hamilton, and I'm here to say,
I want to go get lunch.
Yeah. Lin-Manuel Miranda, like I imagine, and I'll ask my brother, but I imagine he is just like a lot of energy. But again, here I was changing the microwave clock to be like, I already practiced. I don't need to do this anymore.
I know it's kind of crazy to think how ubiquitous piano lessons were. It like almost as if you were, going to the orthodontist, like something that like you just did, at least tried, like got checked up, like if you wanted to play piano. And it's just like, and a piano's just so available at everybody's house, and to tickle the ivories at a dinner party is both insufferable behavior that I wish I could perform, because then I would have so much control over the music.
That's right. If you were a kid of like upper middle class, and even in the 90s, just regular middle class, you were taking some sort of like lesson. And in my school, it was like band and orchestra or chorus was like offered. And I think we did chorus because we were doing piano at home, but I just like didn't see the benefit. And now the benefit, my brother can hear anything and sit down at the piano and just immediately play it.
Wow.
And I can play Colorblind by Counting Crows.
Well, honestly, that's hot too. That's so Cruel Intentions, moody, like chic. I am. That song's so depressing.
Coffee black and egg white. Pull me out from inside. And then I would be like, I'm going to have sex with Ryan Felipe after.
I am ready. I am ready. I feel like that.
Ready. I am. That's fine.
You know what Greg and I were talking about last week is how the best technology that does not get enough credit for finding music that orbits music you like is Pandora. Like, it was very good. And I can hear the song coming on after Colorblind. It's like Rufus Wainwright, like Cigarettes and Chocolate Milk or something. Like, listening to Pandora and main charactering, it just introduced me to so many songs, and it was just a lot better at Spotify algorithmically at finding birds of a feather.
I'm laughing because you and I are only ever like 1.5 degrees of separation from a conversation we have already had, because you know what else is on that playlist.
David Gray? No, that was one of our first conversations where we were trying to find David Gray. Oh my God. Can I also just say what? So I asked people on Instagram, like, what's a niche nostalgic topic Caroline Moss and I can talk about? So like, for our, casts and the monkey bars, like types of things that's like, can you believe as kids, this girl says jeans with stripes down the side.
Oh, yeah. You're wearing them now.
This is what's tough. It's one person's dated memory is another's modern fashions. And
is another's really today's outfit.
Yeah.
Is another's the one pair of pants I brought to this hotel.
Tracksuit core, though, is like back, kind of. but not as a tracksuit. It's like stuff that look like wearing tracksuit adjacent pants with like a button down for some reason people are doing. High and low. But also high and low is always the trend of every year. That's so annoying.
I know. You know what's getting on my nerves is I've been following all these fashion influencers lately who like give you a millennial outfit and then they're like, here's how to make it more Gen Z. And they
untuck their shirt.
No, but it's also buy other clothes.
Oh,
it's
right.
It's like the big trick here, and I'm going to show you, is different jeans, different shirt, different shoes, different bag.
You're so right.
And you got it. Then you got it. I'm like, no, tell me how to like, I'm sorry, are we not doing French tucks anymore? You'll bury me in a French tuck.
I think that what's interesting about fashion now is that the way you see people do really strategic and specific quick fit checks, toe taps, still photos of them like looking cool and unbothered, wearing a lot of loose clothing. And it's like you try to model yourself after these people because the outfits look cute in 2-second frames and in still life.
Yes.
But in real life, I cannot wear that much baggy shit and look normal.
I do wear that much baggy shit now that I've really not today, but I've really fully leaned into like baggy bottom, baggy top. And I have just accepted that like it looks amazing in the mirror and nowhere else. And I think about that all the time.
I know. Well, I've gone full baggy too because it's way more comfortable. It's way easier to dress, and like if it's acceptable, great. There was a time when it was not.
Kate,
but
remember,
yeah, I see myself in a store window, and I'm like, I didn't need it. We need to maybe nip this somewhere.
But you have to remember, we're in our late 30s, so we are no longer. People don't even see us. People don't even see us.
I know. We are invisible. And to drown in fabric is a really liberating place to be when it's your choice, right?
Oh, yeah. I love it. Like a big sweater, big pants, and sneakers. Oh, my God.
It's like trying to be fashionable my whole life. Or like even when I try to look really, really pretty and have a lot of makeup on and do my hair, it's the distance between how I genuinely feel when I leave my home and how I feel in the world.
And of yourself?
Yeah. But how quickly it all fades. Like the shirt gets wrinkly, the tuck doesn't work. When I get somewhere, it's all really fussy and I feel like I look a mess. And it's like, I will never learn that I'm not going to feel like the polished, elegant woman TM that I think I'm going to be at this event. I'm going to still feel like myself and feel like it all unravels pretty quickly. But I still try. I don't belong in a button down. I just don't.
I can't. I also don't belong in a blazer. When I wear a blazer,
interesting.
When I wear a blazer, it gives like I can never get it right.
It gives like model UN. It gives cater waiter.
It gives Ann Taylor. Like it gives like this is your first job and your mom bought this for you. I've never been able to find like a good like oversized blazer, but that still doesn't look like. Why are you wearing that blazer? It's like clearly not your size. You know, some girls are like wearing an oversized blazer, and you're like, how does that both look like it's oversized and that it fits you? Because like when I put on oversized clothing,
I'll call down.
It's okay. I have never once found a blazer that is like exactly how I want it to fit. And as of late, I've been doing a lot of like Pinterest outfits where I like I actually wrote about this like a long time ago. And I feel like I was sort of kind of early to this trend because I wrote about this like 15 years ago, which is that I would go on Pinterest. I would pick out one thing in my closet I would want to wear. And then I would search Pinterest for like, leather jacket outfit. And then I would come up with, my idea from there. Yeah. Now I understand that's where we all do that and we all do it on TikTok. But I
wait, sorry.
Revolutionary.
Can you back up?
Yeah.
You were first to the trend of looking up a clothing item and building an outfit around it?
No, using Pinterest to do it.
Oh.
Like in 2013, the way that I used Pinterest. I
see. Yeah, I'm listening.
Was that I would be like, skinny jeans outfit or like dark skinny jeans outfit kind of thing. I'm sure I wasn't the first, but I sure felt like it. And in my mind, I was the first. What?
The blazer combo reminds me of something we need to talk about, which is KT Tunstall culture.
Suddenly I see.
So The Devil Wears Prada 2 is coming out this weekend. I'm terrified it's going to be a corporate caricature of itself. A big budget can ruin something or be Sex in the City 1. perfect use of a big budget,
Amazing.
fashion, everything. We got closure. We got everything. I am embarrassed to
Why
say
did they
that
do
like
Sex and the City too?
I walked out of that movie thinking that was one of the finest films I've ever seen in terms of it wrapping up, like tying off all loose ends, giving me closure, taking me on an emotional journey. Beautiful clothes, beautiful settings, human like emotion. I mean, it was perfect. Then obviously we get to Abu Dhabi and we all lose faith in sequels. I'm so nervous.
All the single ladies. All the
Florence of,
ladies.
Florence of my labia.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That is like a Lin-Manuel Miranda level of punnery that I just can't even get into with Samantha Jones. Samantha Jones is like I am Samantha Jones on opposite day. Like when we talk about your character, like I just am so not Samantha Jones. I never really liked her that much.
Yeah.
But with Devil Wears Prada, it's just such an important film. It's so 2006. It's like it really inspired a generation of women to buy blazers, to I don't know, like you said, wear matching undergarments potentially while getting ready in the morning. I never did, but the idea that I'd wake up in a cute matching two-piece underwear and bra set and slip on nylons was just so chic to me.
And like sit at my vanity. Not sit on the floor in front of a mirror or like stand at my dresser or stand over my bathroom and just like apply a lip liner and then also like look at all of my bags and be like, this one, and like all of my shoes and be like that. I'm like, I mean, I'm at a point in my life where like things are good. I am, pretty like independent, live on my own. Like I can buy the clothes that I want or whatever, but I'm still not doing like the girl who puts on like stocking clips. Like, what are we doing? That
I've never done. I don't even know. I would have to Google how they work. The stocking clips.
They connect your underwear to your thigh highs.
But also, why though? Just
but they don't slip down. There's suspenders for your underpants.
I know, but why would we buy a thigh high when we can just go waist high and have the tight clips of the body, nature's tight clips, your hips hold up your thigh highs?
Because those girls were eating 6 almonds and they literally didn't have anything holding up anything.
Yeah, you're right.
To suck in anything, and that was
they were like, I just hate the potato chip grease.
The clackers. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna watch. Well, I don't know that. I think I'm gonna save Devil Wears Prada 2 for a plane ride, and maybe I need to be like a little. Stoned.
Really, I kind of want to do theaters, but I'm worried I'll be disappointed. I think that
you should worry that. Yeah,
there's just a really narrow. I think that like per us talking about our early working woman days in the big city and the fashion night out of it all. And I mean, frankly, it really makes me rethink things with the tuna fish and salt and vinegar chips. But we all have our misses.
That was like literally someone smells like an onion bagel. Like it was literally me. Yeah.
To think you're somebody's anecdote, you're somebody's Mike Carey today, being like this chick next to my
God, I'm someone's like worst story. I'm someone's like worst corporate tale.
But did you feel like it's not a sense of relief, but a lot of media I watched with like working women, because I aspired so much more to be like a high powered corporate boss bitch who made money more so than like a mom. Like I just always fantasized about like my clothes and me walking in a city, and I don't even know where I was going, but it was like this fantasy vibe I had of myself.
Yeah.
I think that the idea that, when I was feeling rather like plain or uninteresting, the idea that I could go into the working world and make my career my entire personality was kind of soothing. And that's what these shows were. It was like, you can be this like frumpy loser nobody and have it's before and after culture. It's like
and
my job can
Chanel boots and everything can change. That
first outfit, was it the Chanel layered necklaces, long blazer thigh highs look with the like it's still good. They really styled that well.
But even then it's like she's wearing that outfit, and even the way she picks up I have Patrick. She's like transformed. And I was just like, that's right. After I get through the uncomfortable first like 4 weeks of a job, I'll be like, I have Patrick. And I'll be wearing Patrick.
No, seriously. And I think all the while, per Miranda Priestley and Anna Wintour, I feel like the great unspoken thing in this world is like, who's going to tell Anna Wintour her personal style is not that good? Like, how can you be the authority? Well, people in fashion are uniform dressers, but like usually, but the way Anna Wintour has been trying to keep statement necklaces alive her entire life in a way that she just likes them, it's kind of crazy. She's always wearing the exact same thing. And I do think there's like an interesting disconnect there with people. It's kind of the same thing as the woman 10 toes down. It's like, to have such opinions about something that I don't think you embody is kind of an incredible level of confidence one has to have.
That is really a good point. I also wonder if, like, when you become an icon, it impedes you from being able to be experimental, because you have to maintain, you cannot have any missteps. So if your big misstep is that you're too consistent, it's almost like the only forgivable fashion misstep is like, you know, she's really committed to this look. But the other thing too, Kate, and like, you know, we are both women of tall experience. We talk about this with Nora, and like, yeah,
WOTs, yes.
Yeah, WOTs, right. We're both in that. You know, we both go to our meeting where we talk about it. Were you like back row school picture since kindergarten? You know, I was never like,
you can only
like
see my eyes.
But like, you know, I think with skinny culture, like really rearing back into it's like, is this fashion, or does this person have the body of a hanger? And they're listen, I was about to say no shade, but plenty of shade. Amanda Petula. I don't think
Amanda Petula is this embodied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think anything she's ever worn is interesting, but I'm like, if I really had nothing on my body and therefore was just like two shoulders in which to drape fabric over, you know, sure, maybe I would wear like a bra, a leather jacket, Umbro shorts, and
football
cowboy
jersey
boots
to the bar.
Exactly, to a Yankees game, you know?
And that Yankees game outfit was peak Petula core, cool girl, but are you just skinny outfit. She was wearing like fry boots, knee-length shorts, a leather jacket, and a ball cap.
And like Terry Richardson glasses, much like the ones I have on right now. And I
do love a Terry Richardson glass.
I know. I love an aviator glass. Yeah, but now that everyone hates her, I mean, I, you know, Nora and I used to play this game where we would text each other, "What do you think Amanda Petula is doing right now?" And then we would like say it. And now we're like, oh, like, you know, she's the worst person ever. But now that I'm no longer like enchanted by like, and I can't imagine why I ever was. I think it was just because I was so like, I've never had the experience of just being able to go into a store, find like the baggiest.
Yeah.
She could even wear like a huge baggy outfit and still look small, which is like not my experience as a person who wears baggy clothes.
And as a busty woman, which is crazy.
As a busty woman. Well, but that's the thing, is she brought a lot of awareness to women in small bodies who also have big boobs.
Caroline?
Do you know who did it first? Do you know who did it first?
Sydney Sweeney?
No, Kristen Cavallari. And I can tell you,
does she have big boobs?
Yes, and one of the reasons we know this was because in an early episode of Laguna Beach, I believe season 2, I could be wrong, she goes into like surf and sport looking for a bikini, and it's like, you know, mix and match bikini culture at that time.
Oh,
and
of course, goes,
"Hi,
yeah.
can I have like a large top and a small bottom? Thank you so." Yeah, she goes, "Can I have a large top and an extra small bottom? Thank you so much."
What a flex!
And right, and I was like, you know, that's Amanda Petula is going into the store and being like, "I need a massive top for my massive titties, and then I just need like a Band-Aid for my vagina. Thank you so much."
Wow, I remember that scenes now. Like, a mix and match bikini culture,
you know, for the big boob skinnies out there.
Wow. No,
mix and match bikini culture.
I always struggle with like, okay, have we come full circle enough, gang, to say the things we're thinking about people's appearances? You're like, no.
I think for Amanda Petula we can, because now she's like so hated.
Now it's on the table.
I wouldn't have like 2 months ago. Yeah,
I think the thing with Petula core that I've looked inward, and the women I'm fascinated by typically possess a currency I can't trade on, and for some people that's going to be like aspirational like clothes or lifestyle or whatever. But for me, it's two things. It's effortlessness, or a perception of
Mm-hmm.
effortlessness, which I
Yep.
will never have. And two, it's me not understanding the physics, the engineering of
Yeah.
a woman with large breasts and tiny arms. Really, most women that we're fascinated by have that combination because it is so rare. And normally to have big cans, you need load-bearing shoulders.
Recognize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just can't recognize it. It's also he likes me best in sweatpants and a t-shirt and no makeup. And I'm like, well, no
Nothing
man
but a
ever likes me
t-shirt
best.
on. And
Yeah,
never
exactly.
felt so
I've never felt so beautiful. Big as I do now.
That song's really good. I
Yeah.
wanted it to be my wedding song.
Well, you both landed on the same wedding song instead.
It's true.
That's one
And
of
it's
my
like
favorite
with you, I can let
aspects.
my hair down. Well, I guess that's a figure of speech, but I'm like, I've never been around a guy with my hair up. I'm always styling my hair. But I guess she meant
Literally
metaphorically
never
now that
had
I'm
my hair
thinking
up in
through
my
it.
life. Yep. But it is of that time period where it's like men feeling really comfortable saying like, I just don't like girls who wear a lot of makeup. And it's like, well, what you like are girls who are not
Naturally
just like
beautiful.
naturally beautiful, but also have other really feminine qualities that
Yeah.
that signal woman to you without having to dress it up, which is small arms, big breasts.
Right.
So
And there's a spectrum
can get
of
away with baggy things because she, but
there's a spectrum of having those feminine features to having to cosplay them from natural to drag, that like we all fall somewhere between to like enhance those features. And I feel like that's something I never really thought about, but the idea that makes me crazy. About it's like guys really loved girls that played soccer when I was a kid. It was
those
like the perfect
girls.
hot girl sport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pizza girls.
Can I also ask you a question? Do you feel, how everything's a skin tint now? Do you feel like we're just rebranding BB creams? And where did BB creams go?
I was using It Cosmetics BB cream up until like a year and a half ago. And then I switched over
to a skin tint?
No.
Tinted sunscreen?
No. Well, no. I just put on sunscreen and then I put my Dior's like foundation is so good. Let me actually see the exact one that I have. Another Google. Hold on. Oh, it's Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. Huh? Please try it because when you put on a priming moisturizer first, this goes on so well. It's like really incredible. But before that, I was doing BB cream, and now I haven't thought about a BB cream. This is a thing where I'm like, I actually found the thing that works so well. I have now been able to tune out every other sort of conversation in this category.
That's
so
the dream.
Tell me what you're observing in the world of tint, BB cream, and otherwise.
So right now, I'm very interested in the role of skin prep for makeup because I was raw dogging it through a lot of my life. I mean, I didn't even use, obviously, primers for years. And to think I was using a Dream Matte Mousse and just... Yeah,
on a dry
face.
Like crumpling up on the cheek.
It's like the face that still uses different. Like I cannot believe how crumbly that must have been, for one. But two, well, one of the things people put in question boxes, which had me scratching my head a bit, was how did we learn how to do makeup before YouTube? Which I spent a lot of time learning makeup on YouTube, and I was just smushing black eyeliner like in my waterline before then. Like, and
Absolutely.
I don't really even know why or from where, because magazine makeup wasn't helpful because it was so focused on which face shape is yours, and I'm like, I don't know.
I know. I was like, I thought, what face shape is yours?
I guess it's oval, but what the hard thing is when you get your colors done or your face shape matched or what genes for your body type and you don't like the answer, you kind of act like it never happened. Because I think mine is oval. I have a pretty long face. And one time somebody pointed out that I have a long face and I didn't like it. And not that there's anything wrong with long faces, but then you become interested in tiny heads and heart shapes. And I just never had one. So I think that whenever it's like, well, if you have a long ass face, you want to make it look shorter. This is where you put your bronzer. And I'm always like, ugh.
I really think that for a really long time, I thought I had a round face. And then someone was like, no, you have an oval face. And I was like,
is that the same as a long face? But okay, so that's
No,
what I would be,
that's
and
an
we don't have the
oblong
same face
face, I
shape.
think.
Oh, oblong, no,
Mm-mm.
you're right. That's the word that I don't like. That's not cute. It's kind of like
Yeah.
I did this body typing thing, and the thing came back that I have a goblet body, and I was like, why would you pick gobbot?
Goblet?
Because
God.
I have
I'm a
like
goblin.
chicken legs and yeah, a fuller midsection, and it's true. But I'm like, I don't know that I needed to picture myself as a goblet. But regardless, I do think that my interest lately is how what I didn't know. I thought you did like your skincare, skin prepped, fully dried. Later on, you put makeup. That's the goal. But when really you want your skincare and skin prep to be kind of tacky before you put on your makeup. And people raved about this Merit moisturizer that I got and was so underwhelmed
Oh,
by until I read the directions and it said,
the
put
primer?
this on. And while it's still tacky, put on. And I was like, wow, it's
Wait,
still tacky. And it opened up this
hey,
whole world for me.
that's what I use. That plus the Dior. That's
Oh,
my routine.
see, it took me so long
The
to get
Barrett
there.
priming moisturizer. You
Yeah,
cannot let it dry. Like
you
that
can't.
moisturizer has to be moisture
Yeah.
ish, and then you put your. Oh my god! I want you to try. I want you to get the Dior foundation. Go to Sephora and just like color test, and use with the Merit, and tell me you don't love it. It changed every single time I put on makeup. It's like a flawless application every time.
The only other thing I would say that I'm very rarely like blown away by a product, and also this is kind of a gimmicky category of things being called milky or like glazed, like donut
Yeah,
glass skin culture that I think is
dewy.
kind of
Yeah,
stupid. Um, yeah, to go the way we went from dewy to glazed to
to
glass, it's
glass.
like what is
Yeah.
the next
I'm
frontier?
still a matte
Translucent?
girl living in a matte world. I do not want
Oh,
any
bold.
do. I
Um,
know. I think it
well,
ages me, but I honestly don't care.
no, sometimes I have figured out how to do the do in a way that like matches
Do
what
the
I
do.
see on the internet. But in person, you're a greasy motherfucker. You do not look normal with glass skin. You look really
No,
sweaty, and
it's the
it
same
doesn't
as for baggy
translate.
clothes. It's like what is for a
Yeah,
picture, what is for a mirror shot versus like when I'm being perceived out in the world, what are people seeing? A sweaty girl in a size 4X t-shirt? Or are they seeing like a chic, you know?
right. Oh,
You gotta
sorry.
try.
The
Okay, so
product
you
is
finally
the
learned how to use
Thayer's.
the.
The product I think I want you to try if you haven't that I think is lives up to the hype is drugstore, and it's really good for skin prep and moisture. But I don't know about a matte girl in a dewy world. Is Thayer's milky toner? You know the company that makes witch hazel?
I was just about to say, are you telling me to put witch hazel on my face?
It's not. I don't think it's witch hazel. It's their hydrating milky toner, and it
Well,
is
I'm sure
like
it's not witch hazel. Yeah, it's great. Thayer's has been
it's really
pumping
good.
a lot of money into influencer marketing. By the way, do you know that they
I
did like a
know, and I
big
think
activation? I think it was fun. I didn't go.
well,
I wasn't
and I
invited.
think that there's a lot of us out there who there's the big trend right now is the Shelby Ann's, the Abby Youngs, the gals being like, you don't need expensive shit, you're being tricked. And Shelby Ann is the Abby Young of drugstore makeup, and Abby Young is a trichologist who basically just tells you to buy 25 drugstore hair products to like for hair health, and people do have results, and I actually find it interesting. But anyway, I digress. I do think before we wrap up, you told me you had a story about or a theory and you don't have to share if you don't want about
Oh,
Amanda
my
and West
summer
that
house
I
theory.
am interested to hear because as always we don't talk about anything we were going to because I think
We
we were
never
going to go
have.
through some modern pop culture, but we can't be bothered when Stephanie Tanner's in the mix.
Yeah.
What is your
If it's
theory?
1998, we did a lot of modern pop culture. Just saying.
Literally
So
Mariah Carey.
I want a
Sorry.
timestamp. I want a timestamp that I did text you and say I have a theory. This was before Tuesday night's episode played out. So this was my theory
Oh, I haven't
prior to
seen
this.
it.
Okay. So did you watch What Happens Live the last two nights though? Have you
I
seen
saw
that?
Jesse's clips. I'm
Did you
just
see
Jesse doesn't
Mia's?
charm me.
No, me
I saw
neither.
Mia's Watch What Happens Live, and I love Mia. She is a star.
Me too. I like when she said I got caught in West's dragnet that he put all over.
So good. She was really good on Watch What Happens Live, which is hard for a first timer in first chair to keep up with the pace and get their point across. You know what I mean?
I agree. So I have a theory. I don't think it's like a bombshell theory, but I do want to say that I was thinking about it on Tuesday before I saw Tuesday night's episode.
I
And
invented
also
looking for leather jackets on Pinterest.
Looking for leather jackets on Pinterest. And I invented summer house. I invented this specific summer house theory. And that's all I need to know. Okay. So on Andy Cohen's radio show on Radio Andy, he and John Hill were talking about about the show. And Andy was like, editors are still cutting the rest of the episodes. Do you realize
Yes.
but do you realize that there was a big lead up to Carl and Kyle having a fight that is nowhere to be found? That
Thank
no
God.
one cares about anymore? I know. I don't want to see those cute guys fight.
Straight male friendships. I don't know. That story. I also do not think Kyle's obligated to invest in Soft Bar whatsoever, but that's a story for a different day.
I was told that I was wrong, but I said, I don't think Kyle has to do it.
By Nora McInerney?
No, Nora would never disagree with me, please. And I would never disagree with her. Who told me that I was wrong? Oh, someone in my Mahjong group. Sorry. She was like, no. And I was like, all right.
It's our bridge. It really is. Okay.
It is. So, okay. So my theory was that I learned that the editors were still cutting the show.
Yeah.
And that was before I saw Tuesday night's episode where Amanda and Wes have a lingering hug at a dog adoption event in the city. And the editor punches in on that hug in a way that is why did you hold the camera on that lingering hug? And it's because I bet that edit came
right
after we learned all of this information. So they're now looking for all of the footage that they have. But my theory is that Bravo editors and producers are the best in the game.
How would they miss that?
Well, that's exactly right. I don't think they did. I think that there is a world in which they shot, also Summer House is not like Real Housewives where cameras go up and down for scenes. Summer House has cameras throughout the house. And I would say 50% of the footage you see on a Summer House scene is shot from
Big Brother.
Big Brother style. Maybe 40%. So my theory is that, they film the entire summer. Then they have to make their way over to In the City. And they're filming that in the fall. So I would venture to guess that Summer House footage was not really looked at until In the City footage was shot, because the way to make In the City a good show is that they have to create a storyline that runs through Summer House into In the City, so that in true Bravo fashion, you get backdoored into a brand new series that you
Beverly
didn't realize
Hills
you
Pump
were watching.
Rules. Yes.
Pump Rules. So my theory is that editors did not sit down to review all of the Summer House footage until In the City wrapped shooting. So this would have been probably in early December or late November. Holidays happen, so maybe they're not working super hard, and maybe in early January is when it's pedal to the metal time for at least anything past the pilot of the season, which the pilot of Summer House has a very different vibe than the rest of the season. There's a lot of focus on Amanda and Ben. There's a lot of that. Yeah. And I think that focus, and what I heard is, even though you don't see them in the previews for In the City, I heard that Ben and Sabrina are going to be on In the City as either tertiary characters.
I don't think I'm interested.
I'm not. And I think it's an audition period that I'm not interested in. But I think that they were trying to build, I think the pilot was so focused on building that tension at that time.
And reverse engineering it from the cities. Okay, interesting.
Yes. So I think that when they started watching the footage, it probably would have put that timeline in January, early to mid to late January. And I would bet that the best editors and producers in the game, especially the editors that see everything, which is all of this. So producers might not have caught it because they were performing for the producers. I wonder if the editors were seeing a lot more because they're seeing all that Big Brother footage. And my theory is that, when this when this relationship leaked, there was a strong, an overwhelming support of belief in the source that was sharing this information, and not a lot of actual evidence that it was happening. Like the information was not the information that they were like fucking or like doing something was not because there was a public. I know that there was the video that was caught of, you know, them having sex or whatever in West, which is an entirely different issue. That it's weird. But there wasn't like, oh, here's a picture of West and Amanda kissing. All of the Bravo fan Instagrams were all kind of sharing the same thing after the first blind, and they were like, we feel really confident in our source, but you know what I mean? Like, but they and I kind of think that I feel like an editor saw something happening and was like, can someone else, can I get a read on this from someone else? And then all of a sudden, like the network, not Andy, but I think the editors were like, something's happening here. Because I would also guess that like after Scandival, I would be hard pressed if there wasn't a internal meeting that was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to Bravo, the NBC network in general. This like essentially like jumped off of the network and became like a thing. And that there wasn't a direction that was like, your job is to now find these moments in every single show that we produce and bring them to light and like recreate this again. I think that like it's hard to strike lightning twice. I don't think this was like produced by the cast, but I do think that there has been internal meetings where they are told, we want this again. And I think the way that this is the longest theory of your life. You're like, okay, and we gotta go. But the way that I'm thinking about it is after Scandival, which was 3 years ago, every single season of every show on Bravo, at least the majority of them, has had a cameras up moment or a break the fourth wall moment where you actually see the cameras. It's almost like
and
reminding people
a cardinal
Bravo,
rule.
Bravo, Bravo. It used to be Bravo, Bravo, Bravo.
Right.
So my theory is that editors picked up on this while they were reviewing footage. They eagle-eyed it, and then they went and tried to figure this out. I think the initial rumors came from inside the summer house.
What I think is interesting about
inside the summer house.
Totally. That's interesting to think about because the first circulation was a bit out of thin air. And I think what was so interesting is people dropped it. It hugely circulated for like 3 days. And then Amanda and Sierra's friendship was being so like well portrayed on the show that we really had faith in her. And also I think we're really forgetting that this was about to be the world was about to be full Batula core. Like we've been on to her for a while, but like she was getting a hero's edit, a slighted woman, divorce, live your best life.
Treatment.
She was getting all these campaigns. I assume that they were going to give her this, like she finally walked away edit from Kyle in the city. And to think of how much her star would have risen is pretty tough when you think about it. Because I just think it's going to be hard for her to not, I don't think she's a Raquel that will disappear, but
she's
I think that it rebranded her forever in a way that I actually don't think matches her. I think she's like a woman who had not had sex with anybody else potentially in 10 years, was married to an asshole who was not famous the last time she was single, and now she is. And when you're famous, you probably are more tempted to sleep with the people you trust in your very narrow inner circle because you're so famous. And West is like flirty and fun. I know nobody agrees with me, but I also went on the record once and said, I think Tom Sandoval's a nice guy, so you can't trust me. I understand the draw to West. I think he's so flirty with all his friends. And I think he's the easiest friend to slide into a sexual situation with. If he's already playing with your hair as a married woman next to a chick he's sucking up with, him grabbing her neck sexually in a photo that they posted did you see that from last summer? It's like, what guy friend is grabbing your neck from the front,
choking you out? I mean, also West has swagger that people who are born hot do not have to cultivate for themselves because they are hot. He is the
Right.
absolute embodiment of like working with what you have. And I remember when we were introduced to him, one of the most charming things about him was the whole like, my mom's a gynecologist. I've been to all 50
Yep.
states. And Jesse Solomon comes in and he's so like, oh my God, Jesse's so tall. He's like, I'm gonna have to work really hard. But I have been told I read tall. And they were like, what'd you do after you were told you read tall? He's like, I called my mom and I told her. Like, that's disarming, especially for hot girls who are played. You know, Bethany Frankel once said it. She said, they're called trick guys. And I'm like, they're not called trick guys, Bethany. You can't just make up names for things that people are called.
She thinks she is the brand.
Bethany is them. She's the first person who searched leather jackets on Pinterest.
Yeah,
My apology. She's like, chicken salad. But she's like, they're called trick guys. They're guys who weren't hot in high school, so they had to like learn how to be charming. And all the girls think this man isn't hot. He's so like you know, he's like, he makes jokes about himself. He's like, oh, I'm only 5'11", like, boop, boop, boop. And then you think you're getting like a good guy when you're actually getting, like, he's pulling a lot. Like Mia's hot. From Mia Southern Hospitality is hot.
Oh, I know.
And she said she went on a date. So like, yeah, I was pro West. West won me back after that horrible first season.
Him doing the bare minimum, being the first person in 10 years to step in with Amanda and Kyle and be like, that's fucked up, dude. Like, even though the bar is in hell, I was glad somebody after they came home from the bar said something for once and didn't just normalize the friend's terrible relationship. And West has that. Yeah. It's like, it's swagger in terms of a guy that seems like he believably could have been to therapy or a women's march. And that's hot. But it can also be performative, and he can speak the language that women like to hear, but and not follow through with the behavior. His whole thing
was like, all of my friends are black. That's how Sierra felt comfortable with him.
I don't remember that.
There was an episode where in the beginning in season 8 when he first joined, and the first party that Sierra was feeling him a little bit, but she was very sort of, you know, she plays it close to the vest. And in one of her confessionals, I remember she was like, I knew he had black friends because he invited all of his black friends to one of the parties, and it disarmed her because she was like, this guy is safe. If all of these like black people trust him, then I can trust. It is like a very weird game that he played, especially when cameras are in your face. I want to say that my theory, I think, works into that scene that you're talking about in the bathroom, which is if you zoom out and you think about all of the footage that the editors have to choose from, you know, again, best in the game. They make these great shows. They're good at their jobs. Think about all the stuff we didn't see. There is a part where Wes leaves the bathroom. We only saw 2.5 minutes of the conversation. He goes out and talks to Kyle, and he's like, I was just in there and talking to her for 20 minutes. So they pulled what they thought was interesting. They know
we were just in there French kissing for 20 minutes.
Right. We were just,
also, if you have two people in a bathroom, I thought the reality show rule is there cameras. Oh no, they don't have cameras at night. Never mind.
They don't have it. Yes. But, my theory about that scene was that Kyle, now looking back on it, that Kyle went up to Amanda, who was sitting next to West on the bench, and he was like, fuck you. And I thought, looking back on it, that the reason why West got so involved was that the fuck you was actually to both of them, that Kyle knew something was going on, but because it was all hinging on their relationship breaking down for In the City, they had to play it up that they were like just working out on. I think they were separated in the summer, and I think that contractually they were like trying to hold it together. They had a pillow in between them in bed every night.
No,
and
Caroline, like their capital being so tied to their relationship as characters on this show, like I get why they would have made that choice, especially if Kyle's in like Loverboy debt, but like. Because, I mean, I think Kyle's the worst, but Amanda's level of apathy and dismissal is like so unhealthy too. Yeah, like, absolutely. And in terms of if you're trying to like, work on your relationship in ways that I'm like, whoa. But also I do think that's how things go. It is the worst place, the place you can't come back from is resentment and apathy. Like just like she cared before and he was fueled on that, and watching her not yet contempt. And anyway, that's a really interesting thing to think about because I agree that they were probably separated. And I think it's weird that there would be rumors of this married person having relations with Ben at a wedding. Also, my college roommate was at that wedding. And
At Andrea's wedding?
what's so funny, the wedding where Amanda and Kyle were in Italy.
That was Andrea and Lexi's wedding.
Oh, first, I don't know why she was there, but she, so she like vaguely runs in the same circle, and she texted the group chat this week, and I was laughing so hard that she ran into Amanda Batula at the bar, and she had like met her before. This week, I'm like, you just saw the most interesting person you could possibly run into and talk to at a bar, and I was like, so what did you guys talk about? And she said, home organization.
That's my job at the commune. Oh my God.
Idea of seeing Amanda Batula in this moment, in this time, I was like, do you know you're the only person in weeks that has talked to her?
She's probably so excited for that conversation. She's probably like, thank God, let's talk Container Store. Let's
could she have less tea?
Boxes. That is so hilarious. I will, anyway, well, okay. So
I need to rewatch because
you should.
It is really crazy. Like, it's just such a good, what a gift to the show, to the network, a la Scandival, when it's the two least suspecting people getting together behind people's backs. Like, and I think it's juicy too, because thinking of that happening in your real life and people just like pulling one over on you and having no idea they're hooking. You always want to trust your gut that you like know what's going on, but like, as if you would have no idea. It's kind of like, when you read about somebody's partner like up and leaving them out of nowhere, you're kind of like want the diagnosis, because I'm like, did you really have no idea? Exactly. Is this a thing that happens? But I think that watching that scene where they're all sitting around and like dogging on Wes for making out in front of Sierra, I kind of was like, why does Amanda have a dog in this fight? Like, I understand that it was disrespectful, but Amanda's like type of mad. What is interesting to rewatch, almost like as if she was pissed for herself and not Sierra.
She gets on the couch and then she walks away and she's like, look at my ass when I walk away. And I know you said you didn't watch this past Tuesday's episode, but she confronts West about Sierra in the city at this dog event. And she goes to West like, and by the way, like, word on the street is that you guys are like flirting at night, and it's accusatory. It's very accusatory.
Oh.
The other thing is that a blind item dropped in June that said this seasonal reality star is cheating on her spouse.
Really?
And yes. And there's also a scene at the dating party where Amanda shows up. Remember, like, West has a singles thing for Ben or whatever. They have like a singles event. And Amanda shows up, sits on like a bench thing, like a banquet bench. And West is like, and she's like, I'm single. She's like, he is sitting next to her. And she's like, well, I'm just here, but I'm not looking for anyone because I'm already in a relationship with the love of my life. And he goes, aw, and like puts his head on her shoulder.
Weird.
And I think what it looks like without knowing anything is like Wes knows like things with Kyle are bad, but what it looks like is them being like, she's like, I'm kind of talking about you, but no one knows.
Wow.
And same with that post that they found in June where she said, I broke my vows, and his post was my ex's best friend.
It's so aim away message song lyric analytics.
But also, like, what are we prepared more for in this life than this moment, you and I?
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%.
Didn't they look miserable at the Yankee game?
Well, and seeing my stomach dropped when somebody slowed it down, and right before he kissed her, she said, act like you like me. Because here's the thing, Caroline, Wes doesn't want to be in a serious relationship. They're just in too deep, and they have no choice but to double down while they're in the spotlight. And it's like I know that situation where it starts out like really fun until it's not. And then you feel like you're annoying the person who was your friend when it first was like so crazy that you were hooking up, and now you're just like in the way because like you are you saying anything or being mad like ruins a friend dynamic. It's like I had this happen in college, and I still think about it all the time, where like friends to lovers to hating each other's guts is like the literal worst because somebody's always collateral damage. But the way it's so intoxicating when it starts, I really understand what happened with them. But I just don't think that maybe he wanted to be in a situation where he had to pose as a man who's in love against all odds.
Absolutely.
And I think that they're going to break up after the reunion. And it sounds like he's being really defensive. He's going to come with receipts and timelines and all this shit. But it's
Jesse
like,
said
Wes,
he's
nobody
coming
cares.
combative.
Nobody cares about the
I know.
timeline. I don't know, Caroline.
Well, I mean,
I don't think
care,
Inner
but
City's
no
going to be
one's
that
gonna
good.
believe.
Yeah, that's true.
It's obviously not. The entire story is about Kyle and Amanda. It's like the entire story is about like how do Kyle and Amanda really like end their marriage. And
I know. And we're not really rooting for either of like the leather jackets and Pinterest. Did you make up Amanda Goes West? And how did that not take off? For the
no, I don't think.
Like the first time I saw it was on your
me?
story, and you said you called the scandal Amanda Goes West when everyone was saying Amanda, which is already taken. And I was like, oh my God,
I said West Side Story.
West Side Story. Okay. Well, Amanda Goes West is very Fievel Goes West, which is just a delight too. But Amanda's West Side Story is like so genius that you deserved credit where it was due.
Thank
and
you so much. Again,
I just wanted to call it to attention.
Everything.
Yeah. No, you are Bethany Frankel. But as always, it is a delight to talk to you. I could talk to you literally endlessly. I had somebody DM me last week saying, I'll just cut this out, saying, I think you guys could be Giggly Squad if you wanted to. And I was like, stop.
You and me?
Yeah. Can you imagine Nora?
She'd be so pissed.
But I love having you here. The people love you. Thank you for chatting. Where can people find you?
People can find me at geethanksjustboughtitpod, the longest Instagram name in existence. But if you Google Geethanks, if you Instagram geethanksjustboughtit, you'll find it. It's the logo of Geethanks. And I would also really love to hear from any Beths who were also really into Full House Stephanie books. I know that there's a big market out there. I want to find my people. Please reach out. Start on Geethanksjustboughtitpod, and then from there you can get to the Substack and the Facebook group and all of that fun stuff. Thanks for having me. When I get to tell my Mariah Carey story and my summer house theory and how I invented Pinterest, that's always a good day for me.
I learned so much. And also I think that I wanted to tell people to go see Jellicle Ball. Caroline's an investor in a play that just got the craziest rave reviews. And I'm so proud of you. You're like, that's so cool that you're like that's so chic. It's like, screw softbar investments. Like investing in Broadway shows is the way to go. And it's just, I hear it's doing really well. And if you're in New York, go see it. I can't wait to go see it.
It's really amazing. If you do see it, and I'm going to give you a little homework before going, because I think this is important. If you do see Jellicle Ball, and you should, there's no bad seat in the house. And please read the Wikipedia for the original Broadway show of Cats, because it's actually very similar in terms of like music and, I say this in quotes, storyline, because there really isn't a storyline. But most importantly, watch the documentary Paris is Burning about the queer ballroom culture in New York in the 80s and 90s, because I think
I've never seen that.
I know. Oh my God. Okay, you would love it. It's fine. It will give you a lot of context for the show you're about to walk into. Do I think you could walk in and enjoy it blind? Yes. Do I think that it is more powerful when you know sort of the community and the story and the history that it's drawn from? Yes. But if you see it, please also message me about it, because I love it. I believe in it, and it's a great show.
Do you think it's similar to seeing Cats in that you kind of have to go in understanding the camp of it all?
Yeah, the thing about Cats is everyone's like, what's the plot? I can't follow the plot. The plot of Cats is cats, and then there's a big cat, and that cat says, out of all of these cats, I'm going to pick one, and at the end, that one is going to go to the Heaviside layer, which is their heaven, and they'll be reborn into their next life. That's
imagine pitching that for the first time. We're really overthinking things. Like
I know. Like, keep it simple, stupid. So basically, every cat gets to perform their like I'm this cat and I do this. I'm this cat and I do this. It never has made sense in the context of drag ball in that scene in the 80s and 90s in New York actually will make you leave going, I think I finally understand Cats for the first time.
Oh,
so
what a teaser. What a teaser.
There's nothing you can spoil yourself by reading the entire Wikipedia of Cats. I just spoiled it for you. That's what Cats is about. I think like the Paris is Burning aspect, or similarly, you can watch the Ryan Murphy show Pose. That's like the show about the same culture, that same moment in time, and I think it brings a richness to the experience. But
Thank you
yes,
for
thank you for shouting
the
that out.
context. And no, people went to see what was it called?
Delaria.
Delaria. Yeah, and people were so invested in like loved hearing about this like I don't know.
So nice.
It's very I think it's inspiring and helpful to hear about like branching out into one of your interests and not an unconventional sense, but it's like if you're not going to be a Broadway star, it doesn't mean you have to opt out. Like you get it, a way to get involved with something you love on the business end and just putting yourself out there.
There's only one Moss child in a room with Lin-Manuel Miranda right now, and it's not me. So I'll take it where I can get it. But yeah, that's awesome. And thanks to anyone who came to see Delaria. That's wonderful. It's Cats Jelgabal, very different show than Delaria, but hopefully even more fun.
We should write a musical called Dogs about Bernedoodles in a Whole Foods. And
love to. I would love to.
Which I probably was going to make no sense because I cut that part out. Shout out to the dogs in Whole Foods. You belong there. Please stay by the hot bar, particularly. Love to have you.
Stay, salami. Amazing. Thank you for having me, Kate.
Right,
this is always like the most fun. And every time you message me and you go, any chance you want to record? I
always feel bad.
Everything to have these conversations with you.